team manager talk to us today. Like the way we welcome them. PBUs, let's welcome our next speaker. No other person than Mr. Ausbet Udebu. Please, can you put your hands together, Mr. Ausbet Udebu, as he come? Is that how we welcome our guests? Is that how we welcome our guests? If you are sitting, please stand up and let's welcome our guests. If you are sitting, please stand up. I want to enter the crowd right now. If you are sitting, please stand up. It's because of you I came here. Oh, it's even because of all of you. Please let me put your hands together for our guests as we receive our guests. They say which guests. Thank you very much, sir.
Please sit down. Who am I to be called upon to talk? In your midst, who am I? Who am I? Poor me. I give honor to our chairman, Mr. Austin Uzioma Onwumere. Special thanks to Mama Africa, wherever you are. May God continue to bless you. They liberated me from poverty. You know, sometimes when you are somewhere and you are so comfortable, you don't even know where to start your journey from. Yes, poor boy went to one primary school in Asaba, went to university in Port Harcourt. I was in UST in Port Harcourt. I read banking and finance. With so much hope and privilege coming out of school then. I did my youth service in 1989-90. You know, it was a banking boom, but of course, the bank will only take people who they have connection with. Not in terms of your qualification or what have you. So we entered into scavenging in the world. At the time, I was doing contract with NEPA. Immediately after secondary school, I actually worked at a Jakarta Steel Company, one of the greatest steel companies that they killed in Nigeria. In that company, then a lot of people were going abroad, you know, to Russia, to India. They were preparing and training them to run the power plant from the beginning to the end. And they were all signing bonds. I refused to go because I didn't want to sign bond. I was so stupid. Because all the people that signed the bond, none of them is there working for a Jakarta Steel Company. Because they've all graduated, came back and are working. The plant was not ready to help them. And they had to let them go. And today they say Ajakuta will not. Ajakuta can never work. Because the people that would have worked there are all scattered all over the world in different things. And nobody can run that plant. So they'll keep on recirculating it from cell to A, cell to B, cell to D. It doesn't matter. Okay? Before I now became a contractor in NEPA, yes, sometimes the first kind of money you make end up in Akara because you don't have direction. You call your friends for party, boogie, shout, hey, Ausbet, everywhere. Before you know it, you're looking for something else. So, well, it's my PWAN story is very, very unparalleled because in 2 years, all my scavenging in life in terms of work, contract, and so on would have spanned over 35 years. That of my wife would have spanned over 15 years. So collectively, what we have done in 50 years, we have surpassed it in 2 years in PWAN. That's the summary of the story. Now, how did I get into PWAN? My wife, you know, the first contact we even had with PWAN was just like a brush. We came for a reception in the church in VGC. Incidentally, that was the day Madame and Oga were, you know, having their wedding. So we came for another thing. Even the church service of the one we came for didn't take place there. We just came there for reception. So my wife was just downstairs waiting for her friend to finish their makeup while Madam Informer just accosted her and said, "Hey, Choma, this PWAN, this is selling land." I have told us, I beg, say I no get time for this lucky women, I beg. Because we in a mainland. I say, if you see them, they're sharp. She was telling me when she come upstairs. Say, if you see this lady that all the women there that are shining as her. Tell her, say, no fit, do that kind of business. You don't know what they talk. That was how that one passed. About a year later, I was just in my sitting room and a picture, you know how sometimes somebody on your status just post something on Facebook to just drop on your phone. So I just looked at my phone and said, who is this Indian lady that is on my phone? My wife just grabbed the phone, make you see the Indian. I see this Indian woman when they harass you. You know? So as she now looked at it, said, this is my cousin, straight, she went to her page. And then I started seeing performance bonus, that's Chinwe Oboka of Alaba Center. Immediately she just called her saying, what is happening? I know you. You will not a talk. I can see you speaking. This business we're doing, I will do it. Chinwe said, okay, we have visionary speak, so, but then it's only for assistant managers and above. But maybe you come, let me see whether they will allow you in. So my wife now said, okay, we'll be there. Even without telling me whether I will go, he just promised I will be there. When she dropped the verse, I said, who will be there? Who they go with you? I beg not. He said, no, Daddy, you must take me in Aja. I said, Ajake. Do we have a deal? He said, yeah. When we get there, I'll find somewhere to be shaking you. When you finish, he said, it's a deal. So we agreed. We got there. That time it was in Landmark building. So July of 2021. And then I don't know what happened. As she sat down, I said, okay, let me go. But when I got to the back, I just said, let me just sit down and listen to what they're saying. You know? And then the presentation started. I think it was Dio that even the presentation that day. And by the time I was in, I now saw the founders. Immediately I saw the chairman, I said, I know this man. Because the place I had my office, I was running a business center, is where the senior brother also started his own shop downstairs. So I was even there before the senior brother came. So each time he comes to visit, he always ends up in my place. I had a business, so he had to do all the typing and so on in my place, and then we gist and go. I said, no, I know this man. Then when I explained the business and all that makes people, I told my wife, I've seen the business I'll start doing. I said, in no time I will even resign from where I work. This work, he said, what are they talk? Our child is going back to school. In 2 weeks' time, we never even talk about how. I said, meanwhile, she didn't know I had already made up my mind to register. That day, 52,650. Meanwhile, I had only 70,000 in the account. I was trying to transfer. I didn't know my wife for praying for the thing not to go. I tried to make this transfer. The thing was not going. I said no. Meanwhile, as we were coming, I had seen the GT Bank down the road. I just left. He didn't know where I was going. I went to do the thing physical. I just came. By the time she saw the slip, he said, oh God, this man has succeeded. You know? So instead of me now being her downline, she's now my success line. Because she did not register that month. She registered about 3 months after. She was still booting. You know, so sometimes when you see an opportunity, particularly when I saw what it takes and people that were giving testimonies and so on and say, this business will die here. You know, so that's how our story started. Now, I had to now start going around centers to at least listen to people talk. So I learned more about the business. So anywhere I hear about training, I was there. This Puri Mall, Landmark, different places I was going around. I now ran into Omalinda. By the time that one finished expositions, and now told me the secret of success, that the chairman told her to attend 10 consecutive classes. And that when you finish that 10, you would have qualified to at least run anything about that slide. So I now started like that, making sure that I go for training to learn. And, one thing about this business is product knowledge. If you don't know much about your business, you cannot defend what you are doing. So we've driven one car. I had my Sienna. I don't know, maybe and in the kingdom of poverty. I was just comfortable in the kingdom of, anytime I want to travel, because the engine is sound, I just enter road, and then come back. But doing the PWAN business has brought a lot of change in my life. When we started, sorry, I have to say we, because, I will work in pairs. I work with my wife always, so when I say we, I mean myself and my wife. We made some land sales, but I discovered that my strength is in buy to sell. So, just like John Sidney said, you have to check where your strength is and, concentrate there and make the best out of it. While you also try and do other ones. Don't just, you concentrate there. So it is very key for you to first do what we call SWOT analysis, okay? Check your strength, check your weaknesses, check the opportunities around you, and then check your threats. What are the other PBOs doing? How do you borrow from them? Because one thing, somebody must be ahead for you to, just like he rightly said, if you look at your back, your speed is determined by what is chasing you. If a goat is chasing you, there's a kind of speed you will run. If a dog is chasing you, there's a kind of speed you will run. But if you now look back and see a lion behind you, oh no, nobody will tell you to scale over the fence. So that's exactly what is happening. How hungry you are is actually what makes the difference in this business. If you are not looking out for something and you are desperate to get it, you will not get it. Now, Napoleon Hill said that all major achievements start with dream. You have to first dream. After you dream, you have to start wishing. You start hoping. And then when you now enter to a desire mode, what you do in that desire matters. If your desire turns to a burning desire that takes does not take no for an answer, it does not accept failure as a challenge, as a way of life, then you are close to your success. I remember prospects where they make real sense. They make real sense. I have the sticker on my car. So I know we were prospecting a particular client for buy to sell. And we have seen the man sign a form for 45 million naira. Then me and my wife were seeing ourselves in Maldives already. In fact, we have started celebrating the travel ahead of time. Only for us to get there, and the man said, my friend, this thing you and your wife are talking. I don't think I can do it again. No. I look my wife look me. I say, I'm sure you are not serious. He said, I'm serious. I've consulted my lawyers, and they said that this buy to sell will not fly. I said, something that I've given you my word. He said, because of you and your wife, I will only do 10 million. If I lose it, I don't mind, just because of you. But that 45 million, bring another form. What do you say? A man with money, what do you say? Thank you, sir. We gave another form, he signed, and that was it. A week to that one, getting ready, I called the office. I said, look, my client's time is up. His check will be due in 3 days. Should he go and present? Landmark office said, go ahead and present. Fine. So just a day or two, I called him and said, boy, that thing what we do last year, time don't reach you. Better present the check tomorrow. He said, you don't, is it okay? I'll check. I called him after the next day. He said he forgot. 3 days after, he was the one now called me. He said, Ausbet, this thing you and your wife, you be like say that true. They have given me my check. They have cleared the check. You know? So we should come. Now you will do another one. So we went. That was October of 2022. We now went and he signed another form for 100 million. When he signed that one for 100 million, and I said, okay, he said I can go with the form that when he transfers, he will let me know. October. 5 days after, I called, said, okay, I should give him time. 15 days after, my wife called. He said, Mrs. Ausbet, give the man with the money time to make up his mind. Don't call me again. That was it. So we now went to bed and then started marketing other people, just keeping him in the fallow. Because such people, if you pressure them too much, once they say no, you can't even get access to them again. So we just left him apart and then we were doing land sale, recruitment and other things. On the 12th, precisely 12th of December, 2022, that 12th day of summit, I was inside summit. I called, said I should come the very next day to see him in the office. He said, thank you, sir. We are coming tomorrow. So on that day, we got in. He called us to come before 12th. No, not 12th. He called us to come around 7th or thereabout to his office. So when we now got there, he now said that he wants to talk to the owner of the company because what he wants to do now is not what he's going to do with only me and my wife. Can we clap for PWAN, please? Please, can you see my transformation there? That is my Sienna. That's my Sienna, 2007 to 2023. And of course, this is my new ride. So now, one thing, I want to give special respect to those of them that form PWAN. They are special kind of people. They are not two of such in this universe. At the level that they are, they still take phone calls for even the numbers they don't know. Because my client said he wants to talk to the owner of the company. I looked at my phone. I saw Madam's phone. We had never spoken before, one-on-one. But I dialed, and she picked. I just introduced myself. This is a PBO, and I'm in front of a client. I want to put you on speaker. I say, go ahead. How many CEOs can do that? How many CEOs can do it? Please clap for this week. How many? How many of them? How many? And then you go to some affiliates. Some people who are not even anybody. You call them, they don't pick your calls. But the owners of the company take calls from everybody that called them. We need to borrow a leaf from the people on top so that the world will be a better place. She picked, and this man said, Madam, I want to come and see you because I don't know where these people are to be. I need to see you before I do what I want to do. But I said, when do you want to come? He chose that 13th of December. Madam said, okay, come to Landmark Building. By 1, I'll see you that day. So that's how it happened. So on that fateful day, I waited for him. We had to carry him from his place. He entered my Sienna. The client entered my Sienna. I said, I'm booking Uber. I said, no, this is your car. I will enter it. In fact, to climb hills, the Sienna, they had and to climb. You know, now more, they don't remove the TOR. You know, incidentally, say, what will be, will be. Please say it. What will be, will be. Incidentally, we got to the office that day. Madam was in US. The client got mad. How can? He gave me this. I said, calm down. My madam will not do this without a special reason. There must be something beyond explanation that must happen. He said, no. I said, calm down. Madam was even trying to talk. He said, no, he won't listen to it. It was the wife that now picked up the call and listened to what Madam was saying. That was when Pastor Ebenezer lost the son in the US. And Madam had to just go there to comfort the man for some time because the chairman was engaged here. So that period, in fact, the man was almost enraged because he was there with his wife and his lawyer. Now, when I saw the confusion, I just did a silent prayer in my mind. I said, God, take control. And he really, indeed, took control. So I now immediately interjected. I said, well, now that Madam is not here, Madam Antonia is here. She's the head of Buy to Sell. If there's any question you need to ask for clarification, since the lawyer is here, you can clarify that so that, other things can now wait. The lawyer said, no, it's the man he wants to see. The man said, listen to what Ausbet is saying. I think there is sense in it. Ask her a question. Yes. So, the woman now said, okay, let Madam Antonia market her the way he marketed the boss. I said, no, Madam Antonia did not market your boss. I and my wife marketed your boss. So we will market you now. So, and I told her what Buy to Sell is all about, how we use the money, how we use it to develop our estates, what it has in terms of making our products go fast, and then I ended it by telling her the 3 valid documents that we give. And then, of course, at the end of it all, the woman said, well, all the same, you still want to see Madam. Now, as we were talking, sometimes you have to be strategic. As we were talking, I brought out the form that he signed in October and showed him, say, you remember you signed this? He said, wow, you mean I signed this in October? Wow, and I've not transferred the money. I said, no, you didn't transfer the money. It's okay, he will transfer the money down, but we'll backdate it to October. I said, no. We will not backdate it to October because already that time we were telling you, so we'll leave you, the man with the money to, he said, and they had this money. I know Toko. It's okay. Based on that, he will let him send this 100 million immediately. There and then, he transferred the 100 million. And now, I asked Madam, when are you coming back? Madam say, I won't give you a day so that if I disappoint you, as soon as I come back to Nigeria, I will let Ausbet and the wife know. They will let you know. That year, we had already told our children we're not traveling. We didn't have the money to travel. You know, the kind of existence we're having is the type that your rent is 700,000 and you negotiate with your landlord. You know, you pay 200. After some time, you pay 150. And then you just, it's just as if you're paying monthly. Smart time, the landlord will say, I don't like you see my money like that. I say, hey, okay, you know how the country, at least I they pay. I don't owe you. You pay, you negotiate that. But that one is in the past because of PWAN business. So when Madam came back, she told me that she's back. You can tell your client to come now. Meanwhile, as they came back again, she went to Ghana. But she was in Ghana when he said, once I put the date, she will come. As soon as I got the date that the man said he's traveling on the 27th, but he's going to stop work 24th. So he only that 24th to see my madam. I told Madam about the date. Madam traveled all the way from Ghana back to Nigeria for the meeting. While people had already traveled for Christmas, we were negotiating that business. And of course, at the end of seeing Madam, speaking with Madam and everything, she now closed multiples of more money. And that's how our story changed. Now moved us from state of poverty to state of. So PWAN, they make real sense. It's just unfortunate that people will still feel bad when you tell somebody about PWAN and he says no. Please pray for the person. Please pray for the person. No, it's actually next opportunity. No, it's next opportunity. I'll give you a trick that my MD, Austin Ejiofor, told me one day. He said there was a company, a network marketing company, where the boss told the people that whoever gets the highest number of no's has a gift in the office. Anybody that has the highest number of no's, once you come back, there's a gift for you. Now, you see, there was enthusiasm in the field. This was, I got to my first no. I've got to my second no. I've got to my third no. They were enthusiastic about it. At the end of the day, do you know what happened? The man with the greatest number of no's had the greatest number of yeses. You have the confidence to talk. You don't feel bad again because people are telling you no. So, and it's working for me. And for me, knowing where I'm coming from, and knowing what PWAN has done for me, and if you're around my circle, and you see me transform from 2007 to 2023, one car, and then I move from 2007, jump to 2015, Haba, and you are not happy for God, I don't know, maybe you have a date with the devil. You know, so today, in my church, I have become a celebrity. Once you talk about PWAN, the first person they remember is Ausbet and the wife. Because we sleep PWAN, we wake up PWAN, we eat, dine, everything is PWAN. All my children are PBOs, except the one that is below 17. All my children are PBOs. We have come to a level where we have realized what it takes to succeed in PWAN. Focus. Follow one course until you succeed. All right? We have also been able to conquer fear. Fear, according to some of us that read Hadley Chase, fear is the only key that unlocks the wallets and handbags of the rich. Okay? Fear. It's a problem. A lot of people allow false evidence appearing real. So let us put that behind us and go out there to listen to the giants in this industry. I've listened to everybody here speak. Obefile, my ambassador, anywhere they have training, I've been there. Because one of the earliest philosophers said, if I had seen further, it was by standing on the shoulders of giants before me. That is what you need to succeed. You must have a mentor in this place. You must point to one person that you need to learn one or two things from. It's very key. If you don't have a mentor in PWAN, you are just starting. You must look up there. See somebody that is doing something. You cannot follow him remotely or approach the person to know more. Remotely, how do you do that? Follow the status, follow the post, follow anything he does. Adjust it, edit and paste. And before you know it, you are there. My story, I was shocked. Somebody was using the the video I did in Kigali to recruit people. I saw his own number there. I was saying, here we are live in Kigali. Meanwhile, another person's number I don't know. That is what PWAN is all about. Okay? I remember the day we were at a convention, 2010 convention. We were at the same table with Mr. Pearl. That day, Pearl won a house worth 15 million naira. He was the one that gave us a piece of paper to also write our own name. He was telling me that day that his own house, the landlord has told him, it's either you buy the house or you leave. Somebody who is struggling to pay rent, somebody can buy a house. But that day, Pearl got his own house. Mr. Pearl, I greet you, sir. I greet you. So, I have come, I have seen in PWAN that this is where life is transforming. PWAN is just a special ministry made for liberate people who believe that they're in poverty, out of poverty. Because some people don't believe that they're in poverty. So when you tell them, they will say network marketing, what do you want to do now that will give you more, this kind of, you see, I don't want to call figures so that people will not get embarrassed. But the kind of movement that my account saw, the city was talking of alert. In PWAN, we don't get alert. It's alarm. Well, it's life-changing. It's alarm. When you now make commission in 6, 7, 8, up to 9 figures, then you know what we are talking about. You know what it means for somebody to sign commission for one person. 13 million naira commission for one person. 22 million naira for one person. PWAN, they make real. If they wanted to make this commission 2.5, we will still be here. They will be making all the money. But they didn't want to do that. They gave us a leeway to come and advance. God, may God bless them. Wherever they are, God will continue to bless them. But for you to make a success out of this place, you need to call yourself for a meeting. You have to have the mindset of success. Your mind matters a lot. I believe in the law of attraction. Before I bought this car, I told my wife I will never drive any car that is above 10 years. As I talk, I don't get the cash. But it was power of affirmation. I know that my tongue, after all, what did God use to create the world? Words. So send the words to action. And if you send the word to action, the universe will adjust itself to make you get to where you want to go. What is the difference between the rich and the poor is decision. The poor man will always procrastinate. He wants to check and reduce the risk to the barest minimum. The more problem you solve, the more money you make. So stake high so that when you are losing out, you get at the middle. If you stake so low, you get little or nothing. So let your mindset, you see, it is what you decide and what you want to be that you be. If you say you can, yes, you can. If you say you can't, yes, you can't. Thank you very much.
If you are sitting down to clap for success, something is wrong somewhere. Please, can you celebrate this amazing family? Where's your wife? Where's the wife? Mama, please come. Let's celebrate you too. Because behind every successful man, there's a more successful woman that has made this possible. Please, can we celebrate this amazing family? I also saw the children. Where are the children? I saw them back. Please come. Let me have the children. Let's celebrate them. Well, where are the children? Okay, only one that is here. Please, can we keep clapping? Keep clapping. Clap. If you are not jealous, please clap. Now, somebody asked and said that, please keep just 1 minute while standing. Somebody asked, why didn't you mention the figure of that you only call 100 million. Listen, there are some money you don't call in public. Am I communicating? Imagine what bought this thing. Do you think it's the 100 million that bought this kind of thing? There are some money you don't call in the... To whom brain is given, sense is required. If I tell you the figure, you will not allow him to go down again. One more time, please, can you celebrate this amazing family, ladies and gentlemen? Take a picture with them, celebrate them. And we, the Wealth family.